Pirates ruled the seas for just 40 years, from 1690 to 1730. Before that, most ships were tied to governments or trade companies. There just weren't enough vessels floating around for freelance piracy to thrive. But once ships became available and navies weren't yet patrolling the trade routes, piracy exploded. By 1730, the party was over. Most of what we think we know about pirates comes from fiction, especially Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. Treasure maps with X marks the spot almost never happened. Why would you create a document telling your enemies where your treasure is? That's like storing your passwords in a file called password on your internet account. A few pirates tried burying treasure. Captain Kidd hid his on Gardner Island, and Francis Drake buried Spanish gold in Panama. Authorities found both stashes within days. Pirates weren't good at keeping secrets when treasure was involved. Walking the plank? That took too long. Pirates just threw people overboard if they needed to. These dramatic ceremonies were more Navy tradition than pirate practice. Here's what's true. Pirates were surprisingly democratic. Captains were elected, and if they were too abusive or cowardly, the crew voted them out. They had written rules, called articles, that spelled out how to divide treasure and handle disputes. They even had bookkeepers to track everything. It wasn't the lawless chaos we see in movies. The youngest known pirate was John King, whose remains were found in a shipwreck from 1717. He was about 10 years old when he died, with a sword and pistol strapped to him. Pirate flags were usually red, not black. Red meant no mercy, designed to intimidate merchant ships into surrendering without a fight. Black flags came later and meant you could negotiate peace. The whole point was to avoid resistance, because once people start fighting back, it's work, work, work. Between 1690 and 1730, about 5,000 pirates captured around 2,000 ships before navies shut it all down. Modern piracy still exists, mostly off the coast of Somalia, in the Gulf of Guinea, and in Southeast Asia. In 2010, there were about 400 piracy incidents. By 2023, that number dropped to 120. Watching speedboats realize they've made a horrible mistake when they approach an armed oil tanker never gets old.